Hello friends, today we will learn how selection sort is working and we will prepare algorithm for the selection sort. Here array is 44, 33, 55, 22 and 11. I am preparing the array. Array always start with the 0 index, so I note down 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. We are going to use two for loops. One is the outer for loop and another is the inner for loop. Outer for loop will always start with the 0 index. So I note down here I is equal to 0. This is my ith position. And the inner loop for the selection sort we will start with I plus 1. Inner loop that consists of j variable we will start with I plus 1 position. What happened in the selection sort? Let's understand that. In the selection sort, one position, that ith position will be fixed and that position will compare with the remaining position, and if the new position's value come as a smaller, we will do interchange between a of I and a of j. Let's understand how that works. Here is my j variable. Okay, we are going to compare a of I value with a of j's value. If a of j is smaller than a of I, we will do interchange. Here that is possible, so it is 33, 44, 55, 22 and 11. Keep in your mind I is the fixed position. Okay, now inner loop j variable is increased, j is reached here. Now again we are going to compare a of I with a of j. If a of j's value is smaller than a of I, we will do interchange. This is not possible here. So 33, 44, 55, 22, 11. Now again inner loop j variable is increased, which is here. Okay, we are going to compare a of I with a of j. If a of j is smaller than a of I, we will do interchange here. So 22, 44, 55, 33, 11. Okay, now again the inner loop j variable is increased and it reached the last index of the array. Again we are going to compare a of I with a of j, and our a of j is smaller than a of I, so we are going to do interchange. Okay, now my one iteration is over. I am marking here my one iteration is over. What we have the array here? 11, 44, 55, 33, 22. Write down the array again. 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, 3 index, 4 index. Now the outer loop I variable is increased. Now it becomes 1. It means my I is here. What we are going to do? J is always start with I plus 1. It means j will start from here. My ith position is the fixed position. Okay, now we are going to compare a of I with a of j. If a of j is smaller than a of I, then and only then we are going to interchange, but this is not possible here. So 11, 44, 55, 33, 22. Inner loop j variable is increased and it reaches here. We are going to compare a of I with a of j. A of j is smaller than a of I, so we are going to do interchange. 11, 33, 55, 44, 22. Again inner loop j is increased and it reached to the last index. Again we are comparing a of I with a of j. Our a of j is smaller than a of I, so we are going to do interchange. Okay, now again my j variable reaches the last index. It means our one iteration is over. What we have the array here? 11, 22, 55, 44, 33. Again write down the array. Outer loop I variable is increased and I become 2 now. I is here. Okay, j always start with I plus 1. It means my j will be here. Okay, we are going to compare a of I with a of j. Our a of j is smaller than a of I, so we are going to do interchange. It means 11, 22, interchange and 33. Okay. Now inner loop j variable is increased and each read to the last index. Again we are going to compare a of I with a of j. A of j is smaller, so we are going to do interchange. It means our array will become this. Okay. J reaches to the last index, so one iteration is over. What we have array here? 11, 22, 33, 55, 44. 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, 3 index, 4 index. Our outer loop variable I is increased and it reaches up to 3 index. So my I is here. Okay. And our j index always start with I plus 1. So j is here. A of I is compared with A of j. If A of j is smaller, then we are going to interchange between A of I and A of j. So our array will become 11, 22, 33, 44 and 55. That is sorted. Okay. Let's build the logic how this is possible. Our outer loop variable I, we have start with 0 index and we gone up to the 3 index. For n is equal to 5 elements, we had 5 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 elements. For n is equal to 5, we start I variable with the 0 index and go up to the 3 index. If we had 6 element, then we have to go I with 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. Same way, number of element was 10, then we are going from 0 to 8 index. So let's write down the step. For I is equal to 0, I less than or equal to n minus 2 and I plus plus. Okay, let's see how we build this loop. I always start with 0 index, 1, 2, 3. Okay, for n is equal to 5, let's put n is equal to 5. 5 minus 2 will give me 3. I less than equal to 3 for n is equal to 5, that is right now. And I plus plus. I was 0, then 1, then 2. It means increment by 1 only. So this loop is perfect. Okay. Now for this loop, we are building inner loop j. J is always start with I plus 1. So j is equal to I plus 1. When I was 0, j start with 1. When I was 1, j start with 2. I was 2, j start with 3 index. I was 3, at the time j started with 4 index. So j always start with I plus 1, j less than or equal to n minus 1 and j plus 1. Always j go up to the last index. Last index is represented by n minus 1. Okay. Now inside the loop we are going to compare a of j with a of I. If a of j is smaller than a of I, then we are going to do interchange. It means t is equal to a of I is equal to a of j and a of j is equal to t. This is my interchange logic. If is completed, my for loop is completed and this for loop is completed. So this selection sort logic is converted into the programming logic and this is perfect. Let's start building algorithm of selection sort. Here we have the loop for the selection sort. Now start with step number 1. Okay. Step number 1, that is initialization. T is equal to 0. Step number 2. We are starting with I loop. Repeat up to step number. Okay. Currently I am leaving a space because I don't know how many steps will be there for this loop. So let's leave it there. For I is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 up to n minus 2. Step number 3. inner loop. Repeat up to step number, okay, again I am leaving a space for j is equal to I plus 1, I plus 2, I plus 3 up to n minus 1. Step number 4. Look at here. Whatever the loop, we are just converting into the words. This is very simple. Now, step number 4. If a of j smaller than a of I, then interchange a of I and a of j. And if here, consider here, look, our both the for loop goes up to this step. So this step number is 4. So I don't write down here, repeat up to step number 4. And step number 5 is the finish. Thank you very much, friends. Please subscribe my channel so I can give you more and more videos about these topics. Thank you.